Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. We've got a list of 10 properties today, and I got 3 things to share before we get into the list. First one is we just finished the narration for the flight over Milton. We just did one a couple weeks ago, and it's a ton of great information. We actually have some overhead shots of the velodrome, some of the overpasses and underpasses that are happening in town, and a lot of the new development. It should be a really fun one to watch. And the second thing is that I gotta put this picture up. I think it's so cute. So this is Mia, and if you remember, I asked yesterday in the emails is to say send me a picture of your kids if you want them up on the video. So thank you to Christy and Matt, 2 of my absolute favorite clients in the whole world, and this is their absolutely adorable daughter Mia. And the third thing is, if you're coming to town this weekend, I would highly suggest that you go over to that side of the screen and click a tour of homes. They're usually about 2 hours. We get between 4 and 6 homes in, catered specifically to the kind of people on the tour. So if you're looking in the country, we're not going to put condos on the list. We try and really customize each tour so it's as beneficial as possible, and you learn a ton of information about the neighborhoods, what your price range has to offer. Even if you're looking 3, 6, 9, or 12 months from now, I promise that it's a very valuable exercise, and there's no cost to attend. We just hope that you get a lot of information, and what do we get out of it? We get the chance to show you our experience and our knowledge and what we can do. And we find a lot of people that go on tour end up liking what we do so much they use us. But it's not a requirement. We really do it because we believe that education and leading with the giving hand and preparing yourself are all necessary steps of the buying process, which is why we do things like the buyer class and so on. So let's get to today's list. 288 Wilson's the first one. 235 is really entry point for anything 2-story. Basically anything in Milton almost, aside from a condo apartment. But even the condo apartments, 1-bedroom condos go for this kind of money. 307 on the maintenance fees, does not include heat or hydro. It's electric baseboard heat. So you always find that these are priced a little bit lower on the scale. And so you might get in at a lower level, but then you have to pay a little bit more for your bills. Although I do know people that have electric baseboard heat that pay less because they're managing it. But overall, the trend is you do pay a little bit more for the baseboard heat. It does not have a garage. The appliances are in as-is condition, but it has granite counters in the kitchen. So I'm not sure. There's no pictures. I can't really tell much about it. But this will attract attention because there's a lot of people looking for any home under $250. Doesn't matter if it has condo fees. So McDowell is $324,900. It was called a Spring Valley in this phase. It's now called a Woodbine, very similar to the Woodbine. I think they're 1 square foot difference. And I'm not really sure what they did here. If they maybe customized the floor plan and modified this, possibly taking some space out of the other bedroom. I almost think what they did was they did the 3-bedroom version, but then took one of the bedrooms out of the 3, because if you look, there's the master, and then there's the other room, and it's a little bit smaller. If they took the 3-bedroom version, made one a closet, and then kept the other 2 bedrooms, definitely doesn't look usual. And the fact that you can see the park and there's lots of green space and trails nearby is a good thing. This is a good price compared to what else has been around there. You go to some of the newer areas, you're going to pay $350 or more for a very similar home. Those are probably getting close to about 10 or 11 years, at which point you start to consider the roofs. But even if you spent $5 on a roof, $5,000, it still seems like it's a good deal. Bustle Crescent's $414,850. And so you're backing onto green space, which looks great. Your main floor is basically one narrow room, and you can probably see it better in that shot right there. So entrance, room, and then you've got kitchen with an eat-in. Upstairs, the rooms are a nice size, and you've got a finished basement as well. The builder finished that basement. That's not something that the clients did. Per square foot, I think it compares pretty well to what else is out there. It would be a little bit higher than this model normally sells for, but maybe it's because of the green space. I definitely think that for what else you're seeing in that price range, this one offers certain advantages. And we've talked about Bustle as just being a street that on the evenings, weekends, can be a little congested for street parking. Davis Lane was at $439. They're at $429 now. And they're not on any part of Davis Lane that backs onto Main Street. There are some, we call them the front back homes. We haven't seen any of those listed in a long time, by the way. But it's got a good sized backyard. It's got an above ground pool, hardwood floors, and they also have a finished basement here, but a very open concept floor plan. There's the backyard there. And, this one seems like it's in line. I like it better at this price than the $439. I could definitely see them getting an offer. It's a pretty large home. So Elliott dropped their price too. $461 is pretty much entry point to get into this neighborhood. And what we talked about last week is bungalows generally, the bedrooms are very small. This one isn't too bad. There's no bedroom that has any less than 10 feet across. So we've got one at 10 by 14 and a half, another one at 10 by about 11 and a half. Those are good size rooms. Those are definitely nice size. 16.5 by 10.5 is the master. And you've got your finished basement, nice 50 by 120 foot lot. And I certainly consider this one to be a pretty good deal for someone. You've got a single car garage there too. This one on Savaline is one of, I believe it's a Spirit home. I think it's a Plan 6. It's 1750 square feet, cream colored cabinets. If you want a laugh, you can go to the virtual tour, and it has this triumphant music. I thought it was pretty funny. There's the den. You might as well just put your iPad on your lap for how close that is. Dark hardwood stairs. So the upgrades are there. I don't know if I'm in love with the pictures here. The double sink is always a good upgrade from the builder. I find the photos don't make it look like a 1750 square foot home. And for the price, I just think that there's better value elsewhere. Caverhill's down to $525. They were way up at $549. I guess they just weren't seeing any activity. Wider corner lot, you've got 1850 square feet. Not a bad looking house. The one just down the street is at $515, and it's got a lot more upgrades, and it's a little bit bigger. Not sure if that's a granite counter or if it's just a really shiny Formica laminate style. Yeah, it does say granite counter in the description, so that's probably what it is. They're going to have a lot more success at $525. That model seems to have done really well. They've got a great track record for that model right behind them, which should help them. So Posbu is $579. It's a Plan 4, so it's just a little under 2,100 square feet. They have a lot of different wall colors and styles, and they've got these things attached to the counter, and then they have the backsplash, and they've got this here. I'm not sure if that's a wallpaper or what that is. And then you've got another style upstairs. So it's certainly looking like this one has a lot going on. It might be a little busy. The last version of this home sold for a lot less than $580. So I'm guessing that they're going to have a bit of a tough time at this price. There is 4-car parking in the driveway. I just see that there's bigger homes going. I would rather say go over to something like the McGuire one, which is this. I believe it's the same model as this one on Etherington, for like 2,400 square feet plus a finished basement. When you get up to $580 and you're only 2021, you're really banking on your upgrades. So this one here, like I said, same model as McGuire, I think. Nice finishes and upgrades, upgraded counter with the undermounted sink. You've got a gas stove. You've got the nice cream-colored cabinets. And so they probably show a bit better, but they don't have the finished basement that McGuire has, and they're $15,000 more. It's a 3-bedroom. They've modified the backyard so that it doesn't look like there's any grass here. And I like that, and I don't, because I think there are some people that would rather just have no maintenance on their house and not have any grass here. But there are some people that really want and need that. And the other thing is it can look a little concrete jungle-ish sometimes when you have a little too much stuff that's not grass. I just find grass tends to just create a little bit more of a cozier, comfortable environment. But they've done a good job here. They've dressed it up nicely. There's a little bit of greenery right here, some plants, a little bit of a place here you can hang out. It's elevated, but when you're closer to the fence, you actually get a little bit more privacy sometimes. So anyway, that looks like a great house. Looks like they've taken really good care of it. This one on Shepherd is $379. It's the last one on the list. I didn't order it by price, so you're seeing normally we go from low to high. This one got snuck in at the end. 1,380 square feet. It says it's more than 1,400 square feet. I can almost guarantee you that it's not more than 14. One big open room here, which you could have as a dining plus living. Most people don't. You've got an eat-in kitchen. I'm not sure what's going on with the little shelf between those cabinets, but anyway, it's a little bit different. The price on this one is amazing. One of these on Ferguson sold way up at like $419. So this is $40,000 less than that. And it certainly looks like one of the best value picks that I've seen for sure this week. It's a good floor plan. Bedrooms are not bad upstairs. There's one smaller room, but I mean, semi-detached at this price range. We see townhouses that list for more than this. It's going to go really quick. And Shepherd is a nice quiet street too. There's really very little traffic unless you're local and you live on that street. It's what we call the Great Street Hockey Street. So anyway, so have a great weekend. Join us on a tour. I hope you love the video that Colin and I put together, and also Councillor Sharon Barkley was on the flight too, and it should be a lot of fun. So if you have any questions about anything, let us know. But I think that there's a lot of ways that we can really help educate you, and I hope that those are two really good ones. We'll see you on Monday.